Thank you very much. And this has been a very illuminating panel. And I just want to raise or point out a couple of things that are happening in Pakistan over the last couple of years, which I think we are very much aware of. One is that there's a great deal of talk about brain drain out of Pakistan again. A lot of people are choosing to leave Pakistan and opt for professions and jobs overseas. We are seeing universities lose their faculty in larger numbers today than ever before. We're also seeing, of course, the visa barriers that are being imposed on Pakistan students, so that many of them who had hopes and aspirations of going to study abroad are not finding it that easy to do so. So there are certain population and demographic factors affecting universities as well. So when we talk about leadership, and when we talk about how we are going to develop societal leaders as well as academic leaders and so forth, how do you see these larger trends in society with a huge growth in population, an increase in the poverty levels, 27 million children out of school, school systems that are largely dysfunctional, a lot of other factors that impact what's going into the universities. I know we've been talking only in the context of the university environment, but what is happening out there in society is having a huge impact on what's happening within the university.
Anybody would like to take this question?
You know, my own
Zafar Iqbal Qureshi sir.
very important question. My own experience is that unless in the academia we begin to focus the kind of human resources we have to send out into the society, and what is it that the society would expect from these people, not only in terms of technical knowledge or functional knowledge, but what kind of human being would they be, and what would be the impact that they would create on people that they would interact with. So I always feel that the end product must be focusing on creating a human being who is integrated, is thinking, his heart is actually filled with some feelings, emotions about the problem that he or she watches, and actually his soul is filled with some values which will actually hold him together when he or she goes out in the society. That is my experience. So we have to focus on creating a whole human being, not just fragmented, technically strong, and so and so. And today I also feel that AIE, we're all talking about it. I think digitalization is very important. But I would like to caution ourselves. One, the culture may not be moving at a speed at which we would like to become globally competitive in terms of using this technique. Number one, recently a study had come out of MIT, which says that an experiment was conducted on a number of people, and they found out that as a consequence of the use of AI, and this study needs to be validated, that the cognitive ability of the students diminished and they got disconnected with the rest of the society. And reconnecting them became a real problem because their emotions were actually also broken. So therefore, we have to be very careful that the speed at which we are going to move is very important. And as somebody in the morning said, that the funding, the system, and the HR will have to come together as a package for us to say that we can move at this speed or that way. Thank you for listening.
For your question regarding faculty, it's an issue, definitely important issue. My solution to this is very simple. Those who decide to stay in academics as faculty member or as deans or HODs, etc., if they are there because they are committed to a certain sense of purpose, they will tend not to go anywhere. Unless they have a compulsion, financial compulsion, you're not able to take care of their fundamental needs, number one. Now, and the second aspect is that there's no excitement. And those who really get an outstanding opportunity to go abroad or to a great institution, I've always encouraged them, but always told them that whenever you feel you want to come back, we will be open to you. The worst that an institution can do is that when somebody wants to leave, they want to take a 2-year leave of absence, you tell them to resign. That will make sure that that person will never come back to you, even if they come back to Pakistan. So that's number one. The second aspect is that you have to give them growth opportunities, financial opportunities locally. And if they engage with the, provide services to the other stakeholders and are able to make extra money out of that, and also feel that they are contributing in a way which is going to be helping the society, they will stay here. So you have to work on, and for this purpose, a VC job is about 70% dealing with people, the faculty. Unfortunately, typically VCs only get 10 to 15% of their time to work with because they are stuck in so many other administrative things. So if you are able to spend time with the faculty, you will be able to judge and identify their challenges and help them in ways so that you can retain them. But you will not be able to retain everybody. There's a question at the back.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Najam and I represent Namal University, Mianwali. So my question is with Sayyid Zahoor Hasan Saab. We are a country of 275 universities, as we've been discussing since morning. And now we are discussing the leadership. So मेरा आपसे question ये है कि what is that factor which is missing in our education system where the professors are less and less willing to take the academic management responsibilities and then less and less willing to leave the rector or vice chancellor post and go back to the university. We have examples which can be numbered. So वो क्या चीज़ missing है? What should we do? What should we do that we have more professors?
मेरा इसमें perspective काफी different होगा बाकियों से. I think we have made these positions too attractive. VC जो है ना यूनिवर्सिटी का बादशाह है. जब तक वो बादशाह के रोल में रहेगा, हर बंदा बादशाह बनना चाहता है. अगर वो ये कहे कि आई एम देयर टू सर्व, तो वो फिर 3-4 साल सर्व करने के बाद चाहेगा कि मैं जाके अपना काम करूं. तो इसमें जब ऑटोनॉमी की बात होती है ना, तो मैं तो उससे बिल्कुल एग्री नहीं करता. जो काम देखें, मैं जिस इंस्टीट्यूशन में था ना, लोग समझते हैं कि हमें बहुत कम ऑटोनॉमी है गिवन पब्लिक सेक्टर. लेकिन वंस यू हैव अ सेंस ऑफ पर्पस, फैकल्टी को आपने एंगेज किया है, तो मुझे कभी किसी चीज़ पे अपने बोर्ड से ना नहीं हुई. ठीक है ना, क्योंकि मकसद एक क्लियर था, थीम साथ थी. और जहाँ भी किसी वीसी ने अपने तौर पे एक चीज़ पुश करने की कोशिश की है, यू विल गेट इनटू इश्यूज. इवन गवर्नमेंट के साथ मेरा एक्सपीरियंस है, बैठे हुए हैं जनरल साहब है, वी वेंट थ्रू अ डिफिकल्ट फेज, लेकिन व्हेन वी वर्क टुगेदर वी वर एबल टू एड्रेस दोज चैलेंजेस एंड वी गॉट ऑल द सपोर्ट दैट वी नीडेड. लेकिन वो आपको कोशिश करनी पड़ती है. एक तो ये चीज़ है. दूसरी चीज़ है कि हम डेवलप नहीं करते लीडरशिप. आई वॉज फॉर्चुनेट कि मेरे जो सीनियर्स थे, दे गेव मी एन अपॉर्चुनिटी टू गो थ्रू डिफरेंट फेजेस ऑफ डेवलपमेंट. मुझे पहले 1 साल में कोऑर्डिनेटर बना गया, फिर मैं एसोसिएट डीन बना 4-5 डिपार्टमेंट का. और कई दफ़ा मैं नाराज़ होता था कि मैंने 1 साल 2 साल एक चीज़ में लगाए हैं, तो मुझे एक और चीज़ में डाल दिया गया. डॉक्टर साहब वो उस साजिश में शायद शरीक भी थे, मेरे सीनियर्स थे. तो वो जब मुझे वो अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली और मुझे कहा गया, आई डिड नॉट अप्लाई, कि जी अब ये हमें है अपॉर्चुनिटी, तो आर यू इंटरेस्टेड. तो थोड़ा सा कॉन्फिडेंस था कि मे बी आई कैन डू दैट. ये कितनी इंस्टीट्यूशंस में वीसी स्पॉट करता है एक असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर को और उसे वो अपॉर्चुनिटी देता है सो दैट दे कुड एक्चुअली डेवलप दो स्किल्स, ताकि कल वो एचओडी बन जाए, फिर डीन बन जाए. ये काम है आपका, एक इम्पॉर्टेंट काम है, वो जो हम पाइपलाइन डेवलपमेंट की बात कर रहे हैं. You will take,
I think two briefly points. I was sitting in a selection committee meeting, and I asked the gentleman applicant the question. Okay, he had come back for the 3rd tenure as a VC. That have you been able to develop anybody under you to replace you? He said, "ये बंदा ही को नहीं." तो मैंने कहा 8 साल आप क्या करते रहे, बंदा कोई बंदा को नहीं, आप क्या करते रहे? That's number one. Number two, I think I tend to actually support Zahoor Saab that we have to actually involve younger people and the next level in our university to begin to actually pass on some of the leadership competency onto them, so that we are not the only one who can actually be the vice. And I think that is a challenge that DVC have to accept it.